Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Kiana. Thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful for every single last one of you guys. Seriously. I'm not wearing any makeup because recently my forehead's been breaking out and I have no clue why, and I'm trying to give my skin a rest. So today I'm doing a story time, guys, and this story time, I'm not scared to say it, but I feel like within my family I'm kind of seen as like a good child, and I've never done anything bad, but I have. I'm about to tell the story of the time I got caught smoking, which is a very funny story. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny now. Go ahead and get your popcorn for this one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button wherever it is on your screen. Do not forget to hit it before you leave, please. Let's go ahead and get right into the video. First things first, I'm gonna give a little backstory to lead up to the part that I got caught. How I started smoking, when I started smoking, all that stuff, alright? So first, I was home by myself, and this is when I had started high school. My sister, she was working, my mom, she was working, and my brother, he was in middle school still. So I was home by myself. And I knew that there was weed in my house, and I never wanted to smoke, but since it was there and I was by myself, I was like, why not try? And got the stuff, right? And I got this little, what is it? A bowl. It's like a small little bowl thing. I went next door because the house next door to us, nobody lived in it, and I didn't want my house to smell like weed, so I went to the next door neighbor's house and sat outside in the backyard. I was out there. First of all, I was freaking out because I was like, I don't even know how to do this. I was freaking out, and so I put it in my mouth, right? And like I lit it, and then I like inhaled, and then I blew it out. I was like, oh, that was nothing. Like, what? I was scared for nothing. Girl, you didn't do nothing. Then I was like, all right, so if that wasn't even that bad, so I'm gonna try to like do it longer. And like I kept doing, like lighting it, and then, you know, inhaling, and then barely any smoke come out of my mouth. I'm like, man, like I could do this, until I actually figured out, like I had accidentally did it. I figured out how you're really supposed to do it. You know, you're supposed to keep the lighter up there, and then you inhale while you're like lighting it. I did that on accident, and then I really found out that that's how it works. Y'all, when I tell you my throat was on fire, it was on fire. It was on fire. It was like I didn't like it, but I liked it. So like I did it a couple more times, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Like I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore, right? So I hurry up and put it back where I found it. I had called it a day, you know? So then I think the next day I went to school, I had a friend, and he rode the same bus as me, and I had already knew that he smoked. So I had told him, he was like, oh, well, like you should smoke with me. And I'm like, all right. The thing is though, I was not smoking every day. I was not interested in smoking every day. It was like every so often thing. My neighborhood was like here, and then his neighborhood was the next neighborhood to mine, and there was like a little shortcut between these houses, so we used to meet each other right there, and we would go over to the next door neighbor's house, and that house for some reason was unlocked. Their basement door was unlocked. So I think the first time we smoked together, we went inside the house. He was a pro already, and you know me, a little beginner. He like held it like so long, right? So I wasn't going to try because I already knew I couldn't, but I wasn't going to try to hold it as long as he was doing it, but I was trying to hold it longer than I usually do. I was about to throw I was about to throw up. I was coughing like so hard. Like, I'm finna freaking gag. Yeah, so every once in a while, he'd come over and we'd do that and we'd just hang out. We actually, like, grew a way better friendship after that. Because, I mean, we actually knew each other from a long time ago. Like, we met in elementary school, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know. But, after we started doing that, like, we were with each other every freaking day. Even when we weren't smoking, like, we were just hanging out. Yeah, and then every so often, when no one was at home, I would just smoke in my room and, you know, whatever. Having fun. One time, went to up the street. I had some friends that lived in this apartment complex, and they smoked, of course. Everyone smoked with me at the time. Smoked as well. So I was hanging out with them, and they were like, let's buy some. So they were like, okay, so I can put in this much, and you put in this much. And I'm like, okay, sure. One of my friends, she had like this number that she had got from someone else, and they sold it. So we like texted him, and he was like, I live in your neighborhood. So we were like, okay, so who's gonna go do it? 2 people I was with, I'm not gonna say their names because I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, even though this was like 3-4 years ago, but still. So it was 2 girls I was with. One of them knew the guy from their parents, so she was like, oh no, like, I can't get it from him because he knows my parents. The other girl, I don't know, she just was scared. I mean, I was scared too, but I was like, okay, whatever, I'll get it. So I walked up to him. First of all, y'all, he's like this tall, muscular, he black. I'm freaking out. I didn't say anything. I just handed him the money and I just got the stuff and I just walked away because scariest thing ever. After that, you know, like, they got their little piece off and like we just had fun that day, and then I went home. Like, I was still, you know, smoking every so often. So finally to the good part. Backstory, I started smoking because I found weed in my house and I was curious and I wanted to see how it was, right? And then I enjoyed it, so I did it a few times with some friends, and I used to do it by myself. Most of the time, if I was doing it, I was by myself at my house. And I wasn't doing it every single day. It was like every so often, blah, blah, blah. One day, I had so my friend, the guy who lives next to the neighborhood next to mine, he comes over after school and we smoke, right? But we smoke in my room. I don't know why. But I had a window, so like we had the window open. I never made any videos. I never made any pictures. I never took any pictures. I never did anything when I was never on the phone with anyone when I was smoking. Never did anything. But I don't know what got into my head that day, but I posted a picture on my Instagram of me smoking, like I was blowing the smoke out, right? And when I tell you, that picture was up there for like 5 seconds, literally 5 seconds. Like, it could have been shorter than that. And after I posted, I was like I shouldn't have did that. Like, I shouldn't have did that. So I deleted it after 5 seconds, right? So then, you know, like, I'm just on my phone and stuff. And then a good 10 minutes later, after I posted the picture and deleted it, I hear a knock at my door. And if you guys do not know me personally, my parents are not together. So at the time where I was living, my dad lived about 5 minutes away. I knock on the door, right? And I hear my dad's voice. So I go downstairs. He just was like, you know, what is this picture? You know, what is this picture about you smoking? What? What picture? Like, what are you talking about? Nikki, come back here.
No, I don't think.
Show them your stomach. Oh.
How do you know they can even see my stomach?
I'm looking.
Oh.
The story about when I got caught smoking.
I don't even know this story.
You do. Where did I leave off? So he was like, you know, I saw this picture of you smoking. I'm like, no, you didn't. Someone had to show you that picture. I have stepsisters, and he was like, your stepsister showed it to me, and I was like, time, if you do not know, our relationship was not that great. My stepsisters and our relationship was not that great. We had like problems going on at school and all that stuff, but now that's completely, our relationship is completely different. So yeah, and I feel like back then they used to try to get me in trouble. Literally every little thing that they could find to get me in trouble, they would. So they showed him the picture, and how did they see that picture that fast? Who knows? I don't know. I told you it was a bad idea to post that picture. I don't know what got into my head that day. I don't know what got into my head and why I decided to post that picture, but actually I'm really thankful for them telling on me, because after I had got in trouble, I kind of realized like I don't need to be smoking. I have no reason to be smoking. I'm heated. Like, really? Like, what did that, how did that benefit you at all? I'm not sure, but all right. So he calls my mom, and my mom already does not really like, I'm not gonna say my mom doesn't like my dad, but they never really spoke anymore and stuff like that. So one, she was already mad that he was calling her phone, but of course she was mad that I was smoking in the house and stuff. So she came home, and mind you, I had just smoked in my room not too long ago. So when you come up in my room, you could still smell it. You can smell it in my room. I was like, shit. After I got in trouble though, I should have just said like it was a vape or something. Like, why didn't I say that? You know, like when you get in trouble and like after the argument or whatever, you think of things that you should have said. So like we go up into my room and they're like yelling and blah, 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 you know? So they're like, okay, well, my dad's like, okay, well, you're coming to my house. And I'm like, for what? You know? And they're yelling at me and, oh, why do I keep saying and? So they're yelling at me. I am the type of person, now it's not everyone, like if someone my age or something like that, or I mean, it can be an adult as well. It just depends on what they're yelling at me about. But usually, if someone's yelling at me, I cry. I don't know why. I'm really not a sensitive person. But for some reason, when someone is yelling at me, tears just come out of my eyes, right? But bro, they were yelling at me that day. I did not care at all, because your girl was on cloud 9. Like, like, I'm just listening, and he's like, okay, well, get your stuff. Like, you coming to my house. My mom's mad, and he's mad, and whatever. So I get my stuff, and I'm sitting in the car waiting for him to come out. And I'm just, like, really irritated and just, like, you know, like, why? Why does this have to be happening to me? Why? So I stayed at his house. I still had my phone. So I took my phone, like I made it seem, like I tried not to pull it out when they were around me, you know, so my phone wouldn't get taken. Yeah, so I slept downstairs and I was just on the phone with my boyfriend. This was like the beginning of me and Isaiah's relationship. So I was speaking to Isaiah like all night, just telling him like what happened, because he thought I was lying, telling him what happened and like all this stuff. So I went to school the next day, right? So I told my best friend, you guys remember Michaela, I told you a story somewhat about her. In my catfish video, I told you about her. Me and Michaela were going to school together, so I told her what happened. Like, you know, I'm mad, man. And tell me why one of my stepsisters come up to me and it's like, oh my gosh, like, what happened yesterday? Next day, I went back home. The point of me staying at my dad's house that night, I'm not sure, because he wanted to feel like he was in control of me, I guess. And I went back home. I was told that I was grounded for a month. And guys, when I tell you, I was not a bad child at all. So I've never really been grounded. And if I was grounded, it was maybe for like a freaking day because I didn't listen to something or whatever. Like, I've never been grounded. So when they said a month, I just wanted to end my life at that moment. Like, a month? A month. Like I said, this was the beginning of me and Isaiah's relationship. We're talking every single day. So they took all my stuff. They took my phone. They took, I had an iPad. They took my iPad. Once I had a radio in my room. I remember I was listening to the radio and they were like downstairs doing something. My mom came into my room and took the radio. I couldn't have anything. But little does she know, I had a backup phone. It was my old phone. I had an iPhone at the time, and it was my old like Android phone, but I did not freaking care because it could work, and they didn't know about it. So that was how I kept myself sane and was able to talk to Isaiah for a while. I mean, for that month, because of my backup phone. Like I said, I'm actually completely okay with getting in trouble for smoking because I had no reason to be smoking. I didn't. I mean, look at me. Do I look like I smoke? I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, then again, I don't know what a girl looks like that smokes because a lot of people smoke, so I don't know. But smoking's not for me. Like, to this day, I don't like smoking. I just don't like it. I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste. I don't like that it gets everywhere. I don't like that you spend so much money on it. I don't like, that's my opinion. But I'm thankful for them telling on me that day, actually, because I needed a reason to stop. Actually, before I got in trouble, I was saying to myself, like, I need to stop doing this. Like, I do. And that was kind of my reason to stop doing it. So I was actually okay with that. That probably happened when I was like 15 or 16. After I turned 18, I found out that both my parents smoked. Guys, this is my child, Luna. That's what happened when I got caught smoking. I didn't necessarily get caught in the act, but I got caught. If you guys like this video, definitely give this a thumbs up right now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, help your sister out. And guys, I actually want to do another story time about the time I got stalked. Okay? And if you think that's a good idea or you're interested in seeing that video, give me a thumbs up as well. Give your girl a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget it. Definitely turn your post notifications on for when I post videos because it's about to be flowing, okay? My videos are about to be flooding your timeline, and it's going to be something serious. So don't forget it. Keep your eyes out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Tell you like something important. And I'm like, okay, so